Hey buddy, Anissa here. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm happy you stumbled upon me today because we're gonna have some makeup chat. And if you're one of my returning subscribers, it's really awesome to hang out with you again, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. So today we're going to be chatting about the new collection from Morphe, Bronze Goals. I have a few things from this new launch and I want to share them all with you. So if you want to hear my thoughts, opinions, and see some of the product in action, stick around to the very end of the video because I'm going to go over all the details. Like we're spilling tea. Spilling. And if you want to hang out with me again, don't forget to hit subscribe and join the tribe. So let's get into the glam. So I'm going to be sharing two things from Morphe's recent launch. The first thing I have here is the Hot Tropic 5-piece lip gloss set. This retails for $32. And I also picked up the palette, which is the 35G Bronze Goals Eyeshadow Palette. Now I am recording this on March 4th and currently this is not available on Morphe's website. I did pick mine up from a Morphe store. I do know that it is available on Ulta's website and I think they have it in Ulta locations if I'm not mistaken. So you can pick it up there. The only con about shopping at Ulta, you can't use the amazing discount codes. But you guys, if you want to get your hands on this after I kind of show it to you, that is the sure way, and I have a link down below. Now the first thing I'm going to talk about are these glosses. Actually, I really like Morphe glosses. I have several of them and I think their lip products, especially the glosses and the cream lipsticks, are not talked about enough. It may be actually their best product. I like their palettes that I've gotten from them in the past, which is only like really one, so take that for what it's worth, but I have a ton of their glosses and these stand up to what I like about their glosses that I already have. The first one I'm going to show you a swatch of is Beach Golds. This one is like a shimmery champagne tone, which on me is a little bit cooler tone than what I normally like, but it is a good one to pop into the center to like give a little amp to your lips. Next up is the shade Kiss Me, which is described as a rose pink. Again, the pigmentation on this is really good. This will be one I would love for those days that I'm doing a minimal no makeup look and just need a little bit of color. This is really pretty. So next up is Punch, which is described as a bright coral pink. This was a shade that like drew me in. I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to buy these stupid lip glosses. I'm gonna have to buy 5 of them because I want this one, and the other ones, don't get me wrong, I like them, but like this was the star of the show, and to me this is perfect for summer when you want to have some fun with a neutral eye and maybe you're not that daring when it comes to eye looks, but you want some color. This is the way to go. I like this gloss too because it is pigmented, but you can sheer it out, and you know, she's fun. I wish like my eye look today called for this color, but I love it. Like I love it, love it, love it. Next up is Sunny's, which is described as being a shimmery amber. It is a little bit more of a pinky-ish undertone, not too pink, compared to the next color that I'm going to show you because these are both golds, but they have different undertones. Next up is Sauce, which is described as being a shimmery bronze. Now on me, these read about the same, but I'm pretty sure if you layer them with the right gloss, they're going to give a little bit of a different effect. As for just me being on a deeper skin tone, a lot of glosses tend to read about the same for me, but overall these 5 pieces are really flattering. Many different skin tones can wear them, and I think if there's anything from this collection that I'm like 100% for, it is these. Like the bronzers I skip, the liquid highlighters I skip because I already have something to do those tricks, but these glosses are good. Another thing I want to note about the gloss is that they are really comfortable to wear. You will have to reapply them after eating and drinking and everything, but they stay on pretty nice on the lips. They are not overly sticky or like weird tacky texture. They are actually really nice. If you have not tried a Morphe lip gloss, I will sit there and say, try it. You will like it. Like, I guarantee it. Now I did notice with these compared to my other Morphe lip glosses, there is a slight scent to them. It's almost like a coconut like. Yeah, it's like a coconut like scent. That is the one con about these because I don't have them with my other Morphe lip glosses. Other than that, I still like these 5 and I still say try it if you can bear with a little bit of a coconut fragrance. I don't notice it while I'm wearing it on my lips, but just when I'm applying. This packaging is consistent with the other Morphe lip glosses on the market, so it just has this like acrylic, more of a gloss and not frosted tube color on the bottom, and then just a doe foot applicator. Okay, now that we're done talking about the glosses, let's get into this palette. Now, one thing I do want to say, like, yay Morphe for finally doing something besides the black packaging and then the white packaging for Jaclyn Hill. Like, I'm happy this is different. It goes with the theme. It's really pretty. I like these colors all together. So there. However, we open it up, and I've played with this a few times, including to create this look today. And you have the inside. It's still like that reinforced cardboard, a little magnetic closure, and this thing that is like, ugh. What this is, if you can't tell, are the shadow names. It is on like a little thin piece of plastic, and it lays over the shades. We gotta have a real conversation right now, Morphe. It is 2019. Please start putting the names of the shadow on the palette. For the people like me, for the beauty community, for the sake of everything. Put it here so we know what color we're using. We don't have to keep flailing this thing around and trying to line it up and make sure we're not messing it up. I wanna make tutorials. I want things to be easy. Stop with this. Stop. Now that rant is over, let's just go ahead and admire this little palette here. She is stunning. Absolutely. I love this color story. It is not the most original color story, and I'm pretty sure there's so many palettes out in the market that does this, but I really like all these together, and it just drew me in, and I couldn't resist it. So if you are second guessing yourself, you're like, do I really need this palette? Probably not. Not at all. But if you cannot stop thinking about it and you really like this color story, go for it, because it is quite wearable, it is quite usable, and it does have a one-stop shop of all your bronzy tones. But I do have one edit that would have made this palette from like good to great. Now this has a lot of golden tones in it, and there is an ever so slight presence of overlap, if you can see on the swatches on my hand. And we could have lived without some of these shades, to be 100% honest. Instead of these, what we could have done is get an addition of a really great matte orange or a matte yellow, maybe some other varieties of a really fire coppery shade, something that would kick it up a notch, and you can create some more dynamic looks with this palette. Other than that, the color story is obviously gorgeous, but it did fall flat. Like, it would have been cool to even get like a shade really reminiscent to this color they're using on the packaging. That would have been gorgeous. As for the palette, let's talk about the performance of it, because when I first went into the Morphe store and swatched these, I was not very impressed. Some of them were a little bit chalky, to be honest. Like this color here, which is one of those standout shades in the palette, just didn't initially swatch very well. But now that I think it's past like that first layer, it picks up a little bit better on the finger, but it performs way better with the brush applied on top of the concealer with even just a little spray to it to enhance it than it does with just a finger swatch. I swatched it right here, and it just like, it's pretty, but like it is way better on the eye. Once these shadows are onto the lid, it does take a little bit of work to blend them out, especially when it comes to the mattes. Now, they're not horrible. They don't go into a muddy mess. They do hold up on its own when it comes to pigmentation, but it does take a little bit of work to blend them. Like, for instance, last night I used this black shade, and it was applied with like a Morphe E17 brush, and I still had a little bit of issues with it sticking in weird spots. So I did have to put it in a little bit more work to blend it out. I was able to, you know, overcome it and create a really gorgeous look, but I just want to let you all know, with these mattes, just be a little bit patient. I have better formulas from places like NARS, even Juvia's Place, to be 100% honest. They just blend very quickly and seamlessly, and I can create a look like that. These take a little bit more work, which slows me down in turn. As I said, it's like you have to break through that first layer, and then you can really start picking up that true pigment in this palette and get the best performance. But also with your metallics, really truly use a flat brush to pack it onto the lid, and just to enhance it a little bit more, I recommend a spray. I just did today with concealer on, not just with primer. Because I did a cut crease look for it. I don't know how it is standalone with primer, but I definitely suggest using that spray to get those pigments to hold together, so when you pack it on, you get the most intensity you possibly can out of these shadows. Overall, I do feel like these are really flattering for multiple skin tones. As I see on the application, even these transition colors are not ashy at all, which I really appreciate good transition colors, because most of the time I'm creating very neutral eye looks for day-to-day wear. Now, to pack on my lid color today, I did use the Morphe M167. It's not very thick at all, and you can really just get that shadow placement really perfect, and then you can, again, keep that definition on a cut crease with this brush. Now for the mattes, I really like to use a variety of blending brushes, so I'll usually use one a little bit smaller to pack it in tightly. So this is a Morphe E17, and these are all like domed blenders. So if you can see like the bristles, these all are like a domed like shape that can diffuse that color pretty nicely. So first I use like an E17 brush just to pack it tightly into the outer V, and then use a Morphe E22 to blend it out. That was the best result. As much as I love like the M433, sometimes these bristles will spread it out and it gets way too blown out. I usually do this last if I have some weird areas that I need to like work through. But overall, all the mattes played really nicely together, which I really like, because even sometimes with my Anastasia palettes, you really have to be really careful about matte placement, because it can become a lot and not a good lot. So overall, this is a gorgeous palette. You know, if you are on the fence about it, I get it. I really do, because it's not a completely necessary palette. We didn't exactly ask for a bronze palette, but we got a bronze palette. But if you're like me and you like bronzy tones and you like a variety of them, you will appreciate this palette for what it is. If you don't like all the bronzes and you want something much more edited, there are so many other palettes that will suit your needs out there and be able to do the same job this does in a makeup collection. With that being said, I'm not upset that I bought this for 25 bucks. It's all one-stop shop. It's not the most travel friendly because it is pretty wide, but if I'm going on a day trip or somewhere where I can pack this on a carry-on without taking too much space, good to go. Now, while the palette isn't totally necessary, I definitely vote so hard for the glosses out of everything, because I saw the full collection in person. These glosses, get them. They are good. I love Morphe glosses. I'm getting into glosses again, and you guys, they're fun for the summer. They just give you a little punch of color. It's really easy. I'm a little bit not into matte lips right now because they can be so drying, but you can layer these glosses over a cream lipstick, over your basic nude lipstick, and add a little extra dimension to it. Trust and believe. Now, while this video is ending, a conversation doesn't have to. If you have any other questions, if I did not answer something in this video, just hop into the comments down below and I will connect with you all there. Also, in the description box will be all the information about the product in this video and what I chat about. I will link it to Ulta. They are affiliate links, but that money just goes back to help this channel and help me have products here to share with you all. Other than that, you guys, it's been so much fun hanging out with you all. I hope to hang out with you again soon. I'm also going to throw up some videos so you can hang out with me a little bit more and you don't have to leave me right away. But other than that, I will catch you all in my next video. Also, lasting, I know I keep saying lasting, but don't forget to check out lipstickandinista.com. It is my blog. I have relaunched it. So I will catch you all in the next video, you guys.